Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. We have a computer person. Okay. Okay. We're ready. It's
the agenda.
yeah. Call to order. Okay. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's see. Now, any public comment? No one's there, so. Okay. Non-hearing matters for discussion. Do you want to put the non-hearing ones to the end? Anybody have a problem with that?
So normally that is where it is. And the reason why I moved it up in this particular situation is so we could at least discuss item 4A, which has to do with your membership and who's going to be chairman pro tem. I kind of thought if we were going to have a hearing that you might want to make that determination prior to.
We can do it now.
Yeah, let's get it over with.
Yeah, okay. Any suggestions? Or?
Well, being that Pete's pretty new to this, I don't think we could assign him that co-chairman, so I will have to step up and fill that position if that's approved by our board here.
Okay. And I'll stay in the chairman if that's all right. And Pete, next year we'll get you first.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to learn the job.
Yeah.
So I would like to serve because if I could, I remember it, so I could get some experience.
Yeah.
If I never having a hearing, then I will never learn.
That's
Right.
That is a concern.
Okay. And Sarah, the two alternate members are happy with being alternate?
So I provided you each the email correspondence that I received from all five.
Okay. Oh, here it is. The one that says Bob.
Okay, so John Minnie is okay with alternate or regular, and John Reed is alternate. So they are okay and approved for that position.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
So I move that we present the reorganization of the chairman and pro-chairman as Mr. Robert Rowe, chairperson as Betty Gonzalez, and a regular Mr. Pete Nijar, and John Minnie and John Reed as alternates.
Is there a second?
Betty, just to be clear, you said that you wanted to be the chairman or the chairman? Okay.
I said chair?
Yes.
Okay.
I said the co-chair and then chairman to be Bob Rowe.
Okay.
Yeah, pro-chair. Yes.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No? Okay. It's carried.
All right.
And just the assessment appeals application and rule assessment appeals. Okay. Okay. Any questions on those appeals? The changes?
Oh, well, that's right. We're having that revised. Yes, I approve the way they have the changes.
So just to bring to your attention, I kind of had a typo on the application on the instructions. So on the first page, second line in red, I typed exception.
So you'd like that amended?
I don't see exception. Where are you talking about? On the red line?
In the red line where it's discussing hearing fees, second line,
Second line?
Submit the time of filing, see attached. That's the only red, I'm looking at this box right here.
it should say exemption and it says exception.
I don't have that. Are you looking
Yeah,
at
we're
it?
good. We're fine. Thank you.
Submit at the filing, at the time of filing, see attached.
No, the first page of the instructions, second line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you.
I highlighted it.
Okay, gotcha. So that should be
I have to make that amendment.
exception.
First page of the instructions.
And what should it read there instead of exception?
Exemption?
Ex-
It's homeowner's
Exemption.
exemption.
Okay. Thank you. Exemption. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Mike.
The assessor's office appreciates the time and effort of Sarah, and we do agree with the assessment appeal application changes, both pages, and we do agree with the instructions, with the exception of the homeowner's exemption allowed. As long as we change that, the assessor's office will be fine.
Any questions or remarks from our council on it?
No, and I participated in the process.
Okay.
Sarah has done most of the work.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Just to let you know, I've already submitted it to the State Board of Equalization in hopes to get their approval prior to our appeals beginning July 2nd.
Are we having a meeting July 2nd? Is that our last meeting?
No, we are not. But that's the starting day of assessment appeals, and so we want to get all this done before that happens.
Got it. That's right. There was an urgency there.
For a motion.
Okay. I move that we approve the updated instructions for the application with the exception of that correction from exception to exemption as written. Yes. With
So
the-
it's the application, the instruction, and as well as the attached local rules. I have submitted those to our county council for revision to incorporate the language that from the ordinance for our hearing fee, so they all coincide together.
Okay. So we first, I accepted that, and he seconded
Okay.
with those corrections and
All in
updated.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No? The motion's carried. And then, you don't need to swear in. Consent calendar. Anybody have any questions on the consent calendar? Okay. And on the minutes?
So I'm looking at the minutes here.
That's the only item we have on the consent calendar.
Okay, I move that we approve the minutes for the May 4th, 2017 meeting as written.
Could we have that we have to have that as a consent calendar? Okay. We will need a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion's carried. Okay, the first hearing for item 2393, hearing for California Gas, Inc., item 15S005. continue from May 4th. Don't see anybody here from the gas company.
Mike Austin appearing for the Assessor's Office, Madera County. In regards to California Gas Gathering, Inc., what we have done in the Assessor's Office is we discovered that we did not assess some of their gathering lines and their rights of way. And we went back 4 years, which we're required to, and assess those years, all those years. That's how come it's 15S005, 15S006, 15S007, 15S008. And we assessed 29 miles worth of rights of way under 401.10. And we assessed it by the codified value of $9,000 per mile, as 401.10 says. And we did a 1606 exchange several months ago. We've been in contact with Mr. Tim Wise of California Gas. We had a pre-hearing conference, which we appreciate Mike Ott's attendance and Scott Cross's attendance, which is our attorney. And in discussing these assessments with him, we believe that we made him understand why we did it, what the proper value is, how we calculate the value, and I think because he didn't show up today, it's because he probably agrees. Not totally, but I think he agrees to a point where he knows that the coming in here for a hearing probably wouldn't do a whole lot of good. Okay, and we do appreciate the help from Mike Ott and Scott Cross. I think that was the reasoning behind the assessments being okayed by the taxpayer. I really do. And so anyway, since he is not here, we need to deny these for failure to appear, but I wanted to give you some background on the valuations and what we come up with and that type of stuff. The values are, I think, around $330,000 for those years, and we appreciate you just basically denying the application for failure to appear. Does anyone have any questions?
So how many years are we looking at?
4.
4 years?
Yeah. When upon discovery, we have a 4-year statute of limitations under 532, and we can only go back 4 years, even though some of these rights of way go back, I mean, like in the early 1990s. But we failed to assess it in those years, and now we've caught up with those assessments.
And you said that they seemed like they agreed to your calculations and how you came up with that?
It seemed to. Mike, what do you think when we talked to him a couple weeks ago?
The conversation wasn't happy about it. I think he understood what we were saying. We were he didn't really say, okay, it's not here. They're willing to accept it.
Right. Yeah.
I think the statements Mike made would apply to 17, and D.
Yes. Right. True.
Okay. Any questions, Alexis? You okay? I move that we deny the California Gas Gathering, Inc. from the 15S05 to all the way through 15S08 due to prejudice failure to appear.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. The motion's carried. Okay. Here we have all these certainties. Let's see. We'll start with item 7E, 03R005. request to continue update hearing for certainty to November 2nd. Mike,
Mike Austin, appearing for the assessor's office. We believe that they need some additional time to review these assessments, basically, and there is a court case, it's an ongoing court case in regards to these, and we felt that we, meaning the assessor's office, and the taxpayer has agreed to postpone it until November 2nd, 2017, at which time the applicant and the attorneys are going to be here with our attorneys, and they can discuss what has happened with these appeals, what has happened with the court case at that point in time, and we felt that we might as well put them all together on all at the same time and maybe give the court some more time, and that's why we all agreed to these continuances. We think it's best in interest of everyone involved to give everybody additional time to review this and try to come up with a logical conclusion, if we can.
So we're talking about 7E through 7H, is that correct?
Yes, 03R, 005, 04R, 037, 05R, 036, and 06R, 005, yes.
Anybody have any questions?
So you're okay with continuing this?
The assessor's office is okay with continuing this, yes.
Till what, till when?
November 2nd, 2017.
November 2nd? That give you guys enough time to review everything. Okay. I'll go ahead and motion that we move this hearing for Certainty Corporation 03R005, 04R037, 05R036 to the November 2nd meeting. I'm sorry. Excuse me, and additional with Certainty Corporation 06R005.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Okay. Then we move down to consideration of approval of stipulation to waive time to extend hearing of
That's the one we need to talk about.
yeah, the appeal and right to claim beyond the statute of limitations.
For Certainty Corporation.
Yeah, for Certainty Corporation, item 15R047. Okay.
Mike Austin for the assessor's office. In regard to the approval stipulation of waive time to extend the hearing of the appeal, the assessor's office agrees to because of the litigation and because I think it's appropriate to postpone these a little bit longer. In regards to the claim for refund beyond the statute of limitations, at the present time, we, meaning the assessor's office, we have never allowed the refund beyond the 4-year statute of limitations. The reasoning behind the 4-year statute of limitations is because all the budgets have been paid for by 4 years, and everything revolves around these 4 years. And it's like we, meaning the assessor's office, we can't increase assessments beyond 4 years. And so the legislature basically made the same regulation that we can't give refunds back because all the budgets have been paid. And so it would be taking money away from the current budgets, not those budgets back 4 years ago. We haven't done it before, and it's really a Board of Supervisors issue. It's really not the assessment appeals issue, I believe. I looked at R&T Code Section 5096 and 5097, and I don't see where we can actually give a refund past the statute of limitations, 4-year statute of limitations, but I'm not an attorney. This is I think it's a new issue that we haven't really dealt with before, because we haven't really used this form, and I think we need to ask your attorney and see if he's looked into this and find out what his thoughts are. I'm just giving you our thoughts from the assessor's standpoint, but he's an attorney, so he should know.
I think what Mike is saying makes sense from a policy standpoint, that you really want to give relief to people 10 years ago when the money's, and that budget is gone and finished. But I have not researched this question. If you want to continue this to next month, I can do that and give you a definitive opinion on it. My question is a procedural matter. Is this says there is a stipulation to waive time, and extend the hearing, and a right to claim refund. All that's in the same stipulation. Is that right, Sarah?
Well, it's on the same form.
It's on the same
But
form.
they have to check boxes, and I don't believe we've ever used this form up until just very recently. And if you look at their assessment appeals, 13 assessment appeals, they've never actually claimed a right to the refund. That is part of the application.
Yeah,
so,
the application actually has a box to check for that.
Exactly.
And
And
these
so,
applications don't have that check.
yeah.
So on their older appeals from 2003 through 2000, I believe it was 2003, 4, and 5, they had the box marked not a refund. And I'd have to look at the application for 06. 06 may have had it marked yes. And irregardless, though, the 4-year statute of limitations has already surpassed on those 4 appeals. So,
I think you're probably right about that, and I think, to my
But-
point, if they didn't actually ask for that relief in the application, I think they would have the right to check.
but they did on the 2015 appeal. So that's particularly what this is in regards to, is the 2 appeals for 2015.
And as if you can relate to this, is if we're talking about 2015, it's really 2000, and they have 4 years in order to get the refund. So you're talking 15, 16, 17, 18, and so at some point in time in 2018, we might have to revisit this. But
As of now, the 4 years haven't passed yet.
that's right, yeah, because it hasn't passed yet.
When you're talking about years, but where is that on which agenda item?
So on the form itself, they filed the form and put the appeal numbers for all of these 2003, 4, 5, 6, and 2015.
And has the assessor signed this? Oh, you don't have to sign it. They call it a stipulation.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
Well, I think we need to move this whole situation here to a July meeting so we
That's
can...
what I would ask you to do, and I guess that means putting it to September, huh?
Well, the concern is I think we have to do something about the stipulation because of the time.
Yes, we have to agree to the stipulation to waive time, which is a 2-year hearing rule. Yes, we have to do that.
Okay.
However, the issue in regards...
On all of these appeals that are listed?
On all those appeals that are listed, yes.
Okay.
However, in regards to the file to claim a refund, we know the first 4, 2003, 4, 5, and 6 is past in 4 years. So they can't even get a refund on those anyway. Okay. However, for 2015, which is 2015...
The 2015 R047 and 2015 S004.
I think for clarity, you need to refer to the agenda items rather than those
Yes.
things. Because I have no idea where to look for what you're talking about.
It's 7I.
We're on 7I.
7J.
Now, my question is, these applications, were they all done at the same time?
Oh, no.
They're different.
No, this has been an ongoing appeals process all these years. They filed an appeal in 2003. They filed an appeal in 2004. It just keeps going on. Okay. But what happens is we have given them extensions up until a certain time, and so that time it hasn't elapsed yet, but it's going to. Okay.
But they want
and
it-
so you have to actually extend it again, and so that's what you're trying to do.
Did they at that time ask for the
The refund,
refund? Yes.
like Sarah said,
No.
we know 03, 04, 05, we know that they did not ask for a claim for a refund. We don't know about 06. I didn't bring 06.
Could we split those and approve wait
I
time?
think the thing to do is Mike needs to say exactly what we need to do today and
Okay.
what we can put off.
Okay.
And by reference to agenda items and application numbers.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. That does sound reasonable. Okay, we actually have two agenda items, 7I and 7K.
Okay.
All right. What we would like to, and what we would agree to, the assessor's office, we would agree to, on both 7I and 7K,
Okay.
we would agree to a agreement to waive the provisions of Revenue and Taxation Code 1604C in regards to the two-year hearing rule. In other words, we are postponing, we are extending the 2-year that we have to hear it. Okay? And the waiver says, this waiver shall extend until indefinitely the 2-year period subject to the right of the board to reschedule the matter upon reasonable prior notice to the applicant. In other words, 03R005, 04R047, 05R036, 06R005, 15S004, and 15R047. We'd all like to extend the 2-year period under 1604.C because you guys have to we have to hear it, and there has to be a valuation adjustment on those. Okay, we will extend those till November 2nd, 2017. All right, that's one issue.
Wait,
Okay.
before you go, they already took action on some of the items that you just mentioned.
So just, your board has already approved the stipulation to waive time. I don't know why Certainty put those appeals from 2003 through 6 on this form, because those have already had stipulations to waive time approved by your board and are filed.
Is that?
Why didn't you return that or have them redo it?
Because when we got it, it was literally last minute. They were confused as to what they needed to do. And so when they gave me the form, I had to prepare an agenda.
So, Mike, the clerk was saying that the board has already acted on some of these?
The board has actually acted on 03R005, 04R047, 05R036, and 06R005.
That's what we
The
did
only-
earlier this morning?
No, back, yeah.
Sometime in the past.
Okay.
A long time in the past.
All right.
Okay. However, what happens is we have always been trying to get all of these the open assessment appeals in front of the board to discuss them all at one time instead of, this month, next month, whatever. And so it just confuses everybody.
Okay.
And so that's what we're trying to do here. So in regards to 15S004 and 15R047, those are the only two
That need the exception?
assessments that need this waiver.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's on our calendar.
And that's on our calendar today.
7I
And
7K.
7K, right,
Okay, so what the board needs to do is approve the extension of time
right.
for those two items on the
Yeah, to
agenda.
waive the time on those two items.
Okay.
But we do not want to, we want to exclude the last section of that.
Yeah, I think if your motion is limited to extending the time
Right.
on those two items, you're fine.
Yeah.
And then you can refer it to me for research if you want, and I'll bring it back in September with my opinion about what you can do on the refund issue.
Right. Yeah, we need to waive the time under RT Code Section 1604C on 15S004 and 15R047.
I move that we do that.
Okay?
Good motion.
Need a second?
Great motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. The motion's carried.
Okay, then I would say that you refer any issues regarding refunds to me, and I'll get back to you at the next meeting.
Okay, I'll say that. Refer the refund issue to our county council.
And we may bring it back September
September
2nd. What day is that?
The September meeting.
September meeting, 2017, yes.
It would be September 7th.
Numbers R and S, do we have any significant?
Yes. The S refers to a escape or a supplemental. In other words, it's outside the regular assessment period, okay? And the R is a regular assessment. Regular assessment, yeah. Which is like January 1st of whatever year.
So, do we need a motion on referring?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
I move that we do that as well. Move it to our council.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion's carried.
And I wonder if I could ask the assessor's office to send me something definitive about what's at issue on the, which ones are at issue on the refund question?
I will send your attorney what the issues are and on what assessments we have a question on. Let's say it that way.
And I'll also suggest you notify the taxpayer that the board is going to be looking at that in September, and if they want to give any input, they should.
I will send the same letter emailed to our attorney and the taxpayer's attorney and your attorney at the same time, and that way then everybody knows what
Can you
we're all on
please
the
give
same
him a
page.
time limit to that, to get it to him, so he has enough time?
I'm going to probably do that no later than
For them
tomorrow.
to respond, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
Put a deadline for them to
Yes.
respond.
you know, the thing is I would imagine that we don't have to look at this until September of 2017, and so as long as they do it by the middle of August, I think that'd be fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And item 7J, consideration of approval to continue hearing for Certainty Corporation, item 15R047 to November 2nd, 2017, by joint request of applicant and assessor.
I thought we did that.
No, these are two different ones.
These are two different
Oh,
ones.
But
okay.
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, two different ones.
So before your board can make an action on the item we have right now, you kind of had to approve the stipulation to waive the time before you could actually waive the time.
Okay, got it.
Well, we don't want to word it in any way that would suggest that they're approving the refund issue. And if you refer just to the document, that might end up being a problem. So
Okay.
Just to refer to the continuance to November 2nd, we agree to the continuance to November 2nd on that issue.
Okay, I move that we approve the continuing hearing for the Certainty Corporation 15R047 to the November 2nd, 2017 meeting.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Okay. item number 7I, request to
That's
continue.
L.
Bill.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you. Let's see. I request a continuing hearing for Certainty Corporation, item 15S004 to November 2nd, 2017, by joint request of applicant and assessor.
The assessor's office agrees to the postponement to November 2nd, 2017 on 15S004.
Okay, I move that we approve the Certainty Corporation 15S004 to the November 2nd meeting.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion's carried. Now, on these Constellation brands, can we just group them all together?
So item 7M needs to be a separate vote from items N, O, P, Q, R, and S. However, those you can motion all as one.
Those last are just to continue, right?
That is correct.
Right.
7A needs a waiver.
That is correct.
Okay, good. So we're on 7M.
Mike Austin appearing for the assessor's office, Madera County. In regards to 7N as in Nancy, 7M as in Mike. Consideration approval of stipulation of waive time. We have a signed agreement, a stipulation of waive time in regards to 15R049 through 15R054 in regards to 1604 R&T Code Section 1604C, which waives the 2-year hearing rule, and both the taxpayer's attorney and the assessor agreed to the stipulation to waive time.
Any questions?
No?
We'll take a motion.
I move that we approve the stipulation of waive time for the Constellation Brands U.S. Operations, Inc., 15R047 through 15R054.
I'm sorry, you said 47? I have,
15R049.
yes.
I'm sorry. 15R, I said corrected. 15R049 through 15R054.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Okay, that's passed. Okay. The rest can all be done as one. Is that correct? Okay, request to continue hearing for Constellation Brand, U.S. Operations, Inc., item, let's see, 15R049, 15R050, 15R051, 15R052, 15R053, 15R054. Those are items number 7N, 7O, 7P, 7Q, 7R, and 7S.
Let's hear what Mike has to say. Pass it over to Mike.
Mike, any questions?
The assessor's office agrees to the postponement to December 7th, 2017 on all of the assessment appeals that you've discussed.
Excuse me, Mr. Austin. Do we actually expect these hearings to take place on December 7th?
No. Well, let me back that up. We currently are waiting for the appellate court in Fresno to issue a ruling in regards to the base year value of this property. And we understand that the applicant has sent in all of their briefs, the brief, the reply brief, and the rebuttal brief. The assessor's office has actually did the opening brief, the reply brief, and the rebuttal brief. It's all been, it's all up at the appellate court level as of right now. They got all that information. It was like in October, November last year. And it usually takes 6 months for the appellate court to issue a ruling. And so we're right now at about 6 months. And so talking with our attorney, talking to the applicant's attorney, they believe that we should get a ruling sometime latter part of summer. And there will be a oral argument sometime in the latter part of summer, early part of the fall. And so at this point in time, we've been continuing these until the end of the years because we want to put them all together and we want them to come in and talk to us about all of them and what are we going to do from now on with these accounts. And so we're trying to put everything together, and everyone, our attorney, their attorney, agreed that December is probably the best time to discuss it, because at that point in time we should have the rules. We don't know, but that's what we think. And we just keep pushing that back until we believe we're going to get a ruling. Okay. That's where we're at. That's fine.
Any other questions?
So we agree with the postponement.
Okay.
I need a motion.
Okay, I move that we continue the hearings for the Constellation Brands U.S. Operations, Inc., 15R049, all the way to 15R054 to the December 7th, 2017 meeting as requested.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion's carried. Okay, next item, 7T, consideration of approval of stipulation waive time for John R. and Diane Bowen et al., 15S014 through 15S016. Mr. Austin?
Mike Austin, appearing for the Assessor's Office, Madera County. In regards to consideration of approval of stipulation waive time under 1604C, at this time we have no objection to the waiver. However, we will discuss our objections on 7U, 7B, and 7W when we get to those issues.
So you've been in contact with them and they've been communicating with you guys?
That's the problem. We have not. We have tried, but we have not got any response to them. I will discuss that when we get to 7U.
Okay.
If you want to postpone this until after that, that's fine too.
What kind of property is
This is a shopping center up in Oakhurst.
it? How long has it been pending?
How long what?
How long has it been pending for the city?
How long has it been pending?
Oh, okay.
What do you think? We should just wait and let him hear on the other ones and then decide, or do you want to just do
You
it?
can vote on this one.
Okay, then. I move that we approve the waiver of time for John R. and Diane Bowen et al., 15S014 through 15S016.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion's carried. Okay, next item, item 7U, request continuing hearing for John R. and Diane Boland et al., 15S014 to October 5th, 2017, the request of the applicant.
Mike Lawson appearing for the assessed office in Madera County in regards to the postponement of the hearing to October 5th, 2017. The assessed office disagrees with the postponement, and the reason being is because first, pursuant to Title 18 California Code of Regulations, Rule 323, yes, a taxpayer has to file a continuance 21 days before the scheduled hearing. Definitely when he filed this on May 26, 2017, that's definitely not 21 days before the hearing. And according to Local Rule 12A, if the taxpayer does not participate in the exchange of information with our office and does not attend a pre-hearing conference, then the application shall be denied with prejudice, and so there's no option for him to come back around and have a hearing in regards to this. We don't mind people postponing things, but if they're not talking to us, and one of the issues in regards to this assessment is because we sent out 3 separate requests for information. Taxpayer never sent us anything back. We sent out 1606 exchange in April 24, 2017. Hasn't got a response from that. The pre-hearing conference didn't show up, and so we believe that with the regulations, Rule 323, and with the local Rule 12A, we request that you folks deny it with prejudice.
Did I vote 15 and BNW? or-
Yeah, 15S014, 15S015, and 15S016.
I do
It-
have a question of our council. If they don't if they don't make the deadline for turning in their application for postponement,
Yes.
Can we accept it, or do we have to not accept it?
Well, let me first ask one question under Rule 12A. It says they also have to not appear at the pre-hearing conference. I assume they didn't do that.
They did not.
No. So they did call our office and to tell me that they weren't going to make the conference. I told them they needed to call and speak to the assessor's office. They were provided that direction. Apparently, they did not follow through on that. When he called me again to ask if he can continue this hearing, I told him, well, I don't have anything for you. I have to have a request in order to present to the board. He provided me that request, as you see, the Friday I'm trying to prepare the agenda, which is in part, by the way, why you didn't get it until the morning, because I got it late Friday. So I had to come back in on the holiday to prepare your agenda for you. Anyway, when I asked him what date he would be available, he asked me to postpone it to July. We don't have a meeting in July and August, so I offered him September. He has other commitments on the September meeting, which is why I did October, because he's free October. So just to give you a little history on what happened to that, and he was directed by me to contact the assessor's office.
Did you ask him why he was so late in responding?
No. He knew when I sent him the 45-day notice. It has on the form in red to contact the assessor's office for the date of the hearing, and if they needed to reschedule. He called, and their phone number, not mine, and they called us instead of the assessors, but he was directed to contact the assessor specifically.
There's no emails or any trailing documents?
No, he calls.
Okay.
One issue I do want to point out to you, that the application for all three of these were filed October 4th, 2015. So if you think about it, he's had at least a year and a half, and we have no contact with him. We have tried to ask him for information, does not respond, so I don't think it's necessary to continue that.
Yeah, I have a question for Sarah, but do you want to ask me your question first?
Yeah, I was just wondering about the time. If he doesn't hit the time, you have to have it filed by a certain date, and you miss that, can we still accept it or not?
Okay, good question. First, let me ask Sarah. You say the guy called you about the pre-hearing conference?
That is correct.
What did he tell you?
That he couldn't make it.
Okay.
And his pre-hearing conference was scheduled on May 18th at 10 a.m. And like I said, here's a copy of his 45-day notice. It's in red on the first page, and it says specifically to contact the assessor's office.
Okay. The Rule 12A, there are three things you have to show to make dismissal mandatory or denial mandatory. He has to not participate in exchange of information, which they did not do. Have to not appear at the hearing or not submit a timely request to continue, and they didn't do that either. But the other thing is, it says does not appear at the pre-hearing conference without first notifying the clerk. Sounds to me like he did notify the clerk before that. So I'm not sure you can use this 12A, because it says you shall deny the application. But I don't think we can meet that test, because he did tell the clerk that he wasn't going to be there. So I don't think it's mandatory that you deny this, but Rule 323 that Mike cited, it says the applicant shall be allowed one postponement as a matter of right, the request for which must be made not later than 21 days before the hearing. Clearly, they violated that. So I think you can deny this. I don't think you have to.
Mike, help me understand this. Being a new member,
Okay.
we are approving it's the same property, same people. We approved the 7U item, right?
Yes.
17.
7T, as in Tom.
17. Okay. Okay, that's the approval for stipulation to waive time.
Yes.
So we approved that.
Yes,
Okay, but now they're asking for continuous. That's where we are debating, right?
true.
Okay, thank you.
To me, I tend to give, just the opposite.
You want to give him the time?
Yeah, I give him the time, on that, because he did contact the clerk. But what are your feelings on this?
Do we
Deny it.
can we deny it?
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to deny it?
Yes, then I propose that we deny this item 15S014, 15S015, and 15S016.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? That motion's carried. Stipulation of assessed value.
No, we have none.
Yeah. Any staff reports?
We have none at this present time.
And adjournment.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, ladies. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the time.
Thank you.